Welcome to the Feeling Seen podcast. I'm Felicite.
I'm Annette.
And I'm Clara.
We talked about a bunch of things today.
Yeah, we talked about how we set boundaries, how we deal with tension, and how we aim to grow together.
Yeah.
And navigate in these friendships in our 20s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we hope you enjoy this conversation. And yeah, let's get to the podcast. I thought that we could, as a little intro, say explain kind of how we ended up being friends.
Mm-hmm.
Philly and I, we met on social media. And we had a friend in common, actually, like Sydney, who
you met on Bumble Friends.
Yeah, we met on Bumble Friends,
really cool.
which is really, I feel like when I moved to Montreal, I did not know a lot of people. So it was like, okay, how do I get out of my comfort zone and make friends? And I heard about this Bumble BFF thing, and I thought it was super cute. You know, like, I feel like you go on a lot of like dating apps to find love. But what about friendships?
But I feel like when you told me that, I was so like, I thought it was so cool because I never would get to a city. Like when I was in New York, when I was in London, I never thought to like download an app to meet friends, and I feel like I should have. Is it like the same as dating apps where you put your interests and stuff like that? Like how's the platform?
It's like you do a profile exactly the same way that you would do for like a dating app, but you just are on the friend side. That's how I met Sydney, and then she talked to me about you. She was like, I have this friend, Felicite. She literally told me that. She was like, you guys are the same. I feel like you guys are gonna like get along so well. I want you to meet her. Yay! And I was like, I love her, you know, as a friend. It's like, if you think that we're gonna get along.
And I never
excited to meet her.
understand like friends that don't want to introduce their friends
to other
their
people,
other friends. 'Cause
right?
I'm like, it's actually the best way to meet people, because if my friends like someone, it's like obviously we would probably get along.
Absolutely. And it's like the saying, the more the merrier, stands.
Apparently people don't believe in that though.
I
Apparently it
believe in that.
makes people feel like, you know,
because
like
I think that
part inside.
some people are insecure in their friendship sometimes,
But there's a
which is, like,
difference between like being protective because you don't want your friend to literally forget about you when you introduce them to your other friends, and then preventing people from meeting people that could have like such an important impact on their lives just because you
100%.
feel insecure about being left out.
Yeah.
And then like it's, if you introduce your friends to one another and then they exclude you from whatever dynamic that is, like that says a lot about them. You know?
and not you.
100%.
So
Anyway, so that's how we met. We met online. Annette, I thought Annette was really cool because she would like
Dirt.
I think you were cool too. I was like, I can't wait to meet this girl.
back when TikTok started, there was like people were being like really creative online, and Annette was like always a super Annette is like a big like I would say like tech girl, but not really, but in the sense that you do a lot of
I'm a little bit
editing.
of a
Like
geek,
you're a geek when it comes
You
to
geek
like,
out on editing for sure.
like even for this podcast we needed lights, we needed cameras. Annette was like,
Annette has
I have
everything.
tripods,
I have
lights,
this.
cameras, you know. It's like Annette has it covered when
Yeah.
it comes to that. So yeah, so I thought she was really creative, she looked really cool, but then she was also very like politically engaged online. And I feel like in recent years like there's been a lot of like talks about whether people that have platforms should engage in political discourse and stuff, and I've always been of the idea that in like politics matter in every spaces, and it was definitely the type of person that was really engaging with that, and that I looked up to in how, you know, you were being active online in terms of that. So I thought we would get along, and then we did. And Clara, we met through a mutual friend.
Yeah. See what happens when you introduce your friends to each other?
Yeah.
This
Yeah. And Clara, if you ever get the chance to be around her, Clara just has the most... She emulates chill, cool girl.
Literally.
Like, you walk in a room and it's like, this person has
Who is
it
this
covered.
girl?
Yeah, I feel like Clara is the type of person that turns heads.
She
Like,
does. Like, if
yeah.
I walk past you in the street, I would be like,
My jaw would be on the floor.
who is this girl? I
Right.
need to
Arrête de
know.
faire cette face.
Je suis rouge. I can feel it.
I can feel it.
No, Clara is the type of person that when she, like, when I introduce her to my friends and she leaves the room, not only is, like, her energy, like marks people. Can I, does that make sense? Like,
It
it leaves
does.
a mark on people. But then also they look at me with the biggest eyes and they're like, oh my God, I've never seen someone so beautiful. I know.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, guys. I don't know how to.
Clara,
I don't know how
say
to.
me. It's fine.
But I
So,
love you. Thank you.
We met through a mutual friend, and since she was the coolest person ever, it was just, it was like, I cannot pass on the opportunity to get to know more. So, yeah.
And since that,
And then I consider myself a really good friend matchmaker. Like, I love bringing, there's nothing I love more than, like, doing a little house party and inviting my friends from all over the place, and then
Yeah.
everyone gets to know each other.
Yeah.
And it's cool because throughout the years, like, my friends that remain, they know, like, everyone. And I love when my friends get along and
of
stuff.
course,
So
and
then
we get to mingle, and then it's just like a
so our
whole cluster of people that you love together. And
so then our friend group kind of ended up becoming something from a night at my place.
Yeah.
I just think that we're so lucky that I don't
Let
know
me
that
craft
we
a
don't
second.
have those friendship insecurities, or that we didn't keep them.
But
as
That's the type of thing that you have to work on. I think.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But you have to work on it in order to be able to have strong friendships. You know what I
got it,
mean?
girl.
Like, to be able to engage with people and then actually
No, definitely.
build strong friendships.
Yeah.
And especially now at our age, I think it's hard to make meaningful encounters.
I feel like for me it's the opposite. I feel like when maybe it's because I put myself out there a lot, you know, like I'm an extrovert, like I go out, I do stuff, I go to the gym, like maybe it's because of that I don't feel like it's hard for me, like in my 20s, to make friendships. I feel like it's the opposite actually, where my radar for people is so much better now in terms of who's worth my time, and just like I know what I'm ready to put up with, and I feel like I see the signs so much quicker than when I was younger. Like I feel like when you're young, you just carry relationships because you're in school all the time, so then that person is next to you and you're kind of stuck with them, you know. But in your 20s, it's like if it's not worth it, goodbye.
And you'll know it right away if it's not worth it. Whereas when you're a kid, I think that your life revolves around your friends, you know, and it's like you're going back every year to the same people.
That's true.
And if shit goes down,
your
And
life is
it's
turned upside
weird
down.
in high school to have no friends, so you would rather like stick
because
with
everyone
people.
knows.
It's like, you know, who wants to be like lonely in like high
I
school?
know.
What do you think, like when you think back to those early like relationships and friendships and stuff, what do you think is maybe the one thing that you carried like with time, kind of as a defense mechanism, or something maybe like negative that you carried in your future relationships, and that now you have to deal with in the ripe 20s?
I would say, I feel like when I was in high school, my experience was that I used to like pour a lot into people and they wouldn't pour it back into me. And it's like now I just kind of have this habit. I don't know if it's bad or if it's like, but I know that it's because of that. But it's like if one of my friend doesn't talk to me for a while, I can also go on without talking to them for a while, because I'm like, I match now. I just bounce on like other people's vibe.
I feel like that's not a bad thing though. Like I've found that in the last couple of years, I've had to, sometimes you want friendships to fulfill every like thing that you'd want in an ideal, like your best friend, what you want them to fulfill, you kind of put that expectation on a lot of people that actually can't show up for you in that way. And I've found that matching people's energy, not in a pity way, but just in a way where it's like, clearly you can't give me XYZ, so then let's just stick to ABC, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. I think that something that my previous relationships have like taught me, or just something that I've held on to, would be that, you know, growing up, I've always had the same group of friends, and like in the recent years we kind of like broke up and everything, and like kind of everyone chose their sides. And that relationship of growing up with the same people all the time and seeing them, and like my parents having this relationship with them and all that, it kind of made me like secure in a way where I felt like I didn't have to maybe try as hard to go out of my way and meet new people and just like not entertain relationships, but I feel like I was never the best at like keeping up with people and reaching out
on them.
Exactly, and knowing that I always had them to fall back on. I always had them to call or to go out with, or and then when we broke up, it was kind of like
meet other people.
Exactly.
And then sometimes
my early 20s.
And then sometimes when you don't feel like other relationships, like I've like come to think that people that only have long-term friends, not that it's a red flag, but it's like, it feels like sometimes those friendships, they almost become like family, where like you excuse a lot of behavior because of time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this person, like, oh, that's just the way she is. Like it's been 10 years, like nothing's gonna change, you know? But then it's, if you don't put yourself out there and grow new friendships, you can't really build new standards for yourself as well.
Absolutely.
Do you think now that, because us, it's like a pretty recent friendship, and I know like before we ended up being close, like you were primarily with people that you had been with like for most of your life. Do you think that now, like being friends with us and like seeing, like, what have you learned through that? Like, what new standards do you set for yourself?
I don't know about the standards, but I think that you guys have opened my eyes to not a new genre of friendship, but just to a new world of opportunities in a weird way. Because it's like, I was so stuck in my old ways with my old friends. We had like our traditions, we had everything we would do every year, and like where we would like to go out, where we would like to eat, all these stuff and the things we'd like to do. But then with you guys, it's completely different, and it's like we do most things together, and I don't know, it's just
like, do you feel like you're getting out of your comfort zone with us? Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
She's sitting right here right now.
Like, girl. With the other friends, I would not be doing this, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like a new, I don't know, you have a different way of pushing me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think it's when you're an ambitious person, but you're surrounded by people that don't have much ambitious juices.
Or just like not the same.
It's
like not in the same lanes, you know what I mean? Like we didn't
zoom on that.
But like, oh yeah,
for the people on the audio, Clara was making hand
together.
Hand gesture.
Head together.
Anyways, but I understand, but I feel like it's really important. I've found that for me now, a non-negotiable is like my closest friends. I need you to motivate me and to push me to not like
lift me up, like in a
way where it's like I need someone that lifts me to be the best person I can be. But actually, like I want people that when I'm like, let's do a podcast, they're both look at me and they're like, yeah, because that's what happened. Well, Clara was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can be in front of a camera. But Clara was made for the camera. I'm convinced.
She was.
She just had to have friends that forced her to do it.
Let's see.
Let's see how that goes.
Let's see.
Yeah. No, for me, I think my biggest scar that I carry from like my young friendships was that I was in like an intensive like sports program, and we were in classes together. We were 14 girls together during the day, during the night, like working out and training all the time together. And it's like these people become, you're kind of forced to I was playing volleyball, and it's a like team sport, so you're forced to not only be friends with people, but also just like you're kind of in competition with them and stuff. And it was volleyball is, I think, can be a very toxic sport. I think especially like 10 years ago, when it wasn't 10 years ago, but it was
like 5.
It was 10. No.
Oh, when you started?
It was 10 years ago when I started. And I think volleyball breeds interesting coaches and men that
I
want
feel like
to.
every all girls sport, and especially like intensive like you, where it's in school, girl.
Yeah, men that want to have an ego trip by
controlling young girls.
Controlling.
And pinning them against each other.
Yeah.
Yo,
so
that's crazy.
My first important relationships were in that context, where we were literally being pinned against each other. And I told you stories, Kara, where it was like we would be in front of the head coach, and then they would look at us and be like, oh, rate the girls from 1 to 12. And then after a tournament, we would sit in circles, and they would be like, well, today the team spirit was really bad, so you have to say what everyone is their worst, like,
yeah, it wasn't
quality.
done like in a positive way.
No. It was really like,
That's
you guys are
up.
competing to play high level. We were encouraged to snitch on each other. Like, it was, and I feel like because of that, it kind of made me like in group settings, and a lot of my friends, like throughout the years after that program, when we would talk to each other, we realized that when we were put in group settings, we often felt like really vulnerable, where the entire group could just like turn around and decide like
everyone hates you
basically.
Behind your back, they all have something to say, kind of.
Yeah.
But how do you think that shaped like your group dynamics?
I've had
like with friends, or
I've had a couple group dynamics since then, and I can say for certain that this one is the healthiest, because I made mistakes and I understood where I made mistakes.
That part.
Because I think for me, like these insecurities in group settings would show up a lot, where when I felt like the relationships one-on-one were lacking, like if I felt like there was things left unsaid, and there was the communication wasn't there, or I wasn't getting like what I wanted out of, even if it was one of the people in the group, it would make it so that when I would get in a group setting, I would feel so isolated. And then sometimes I remember being at the end of the table and looking at my friends and being like, I could leave right now and no one would notice. And it's the worst
That hurts.
feeling.
It
and
is.
I remember I went on vacation with friends, and I felt like that for days on end, and I couldn't get out of it. It was like, I'm on vacation, I'm supposed to be having fun right now, and I was just looking at them, and because the relationships one-on-one were lacking, I felt like there was things that they weren't telling me, and that the communication just wasn't there. And there's no worse feeling than feeling like you're like
alone and surrounded by
Yeah.
people.
Or do they even like me?
That one is like,
Yeah.
And and I learned it the hard way, because I was getting in moods, and then it was just pushing them away even more. So then I actually had a reason to feel isolated. And I realized that obviously in therapy after, and it's interesting because other of my friends that I went through this whole like sports experience with feel the exact same way, and
it's
we
like
talked
coming
about it
from
years
there.
later.
And how do you think that that sports environment and all the competition between each other, how did that, like, did that
translate, like,
translate, that was the word I was looking for, did that translate in other friendships, or did that translate maybe when you were like on the trip with the girls, and that's where all the...
For me, the reason it didn't is that my best friend, that it was like two peas in a pod type of thing, like when you show up you're looking for the other. My best friend of 8 years, our friendship finished because I felt like I was like she was projecting that competition onto me a lot. When you're doing stuff and you're taking on new projects, or you're taking on new interests, and you don't even want to tell your best friend because you feel like they're gonna laugh at you, or they're gonna judge you, or they're gonna try to take it away,
or downplay it.
Yeah, it's so difficult, and I feel like it made me so sad, because it was such that specific relationship. First of all, I never thought that it was gonna end, but also for it to end on a note where it's like you feel like you can't even trust the person to be happy for you anymore, and you feel like I feel like that we often feel when it comes to women that are very male centered, and that you're gonna say you want to go for a man, and then they just decide to sprint for him. You know,
are we talking about me right now?
To get there first.
We're talking about
this play about me.
Is this play about me?
Yeah. No, so then I feel like because I experienced that with such a close friend, it really made me realize, kind of at a young age, that I never wanted to be that type of friend, where I never wanted my friends to feel like I wasn't happy for them, because I want to be the first person that my friends go to if they're excited about something, excited about someone. And I never want to be the type of friend that's like laughing about people's ambitions.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
And it's yeah, that was my rant.
What about you, with all the talks about, you know, competition and, you know, pitting one against each other?
I don't feel like I've ever experienced that in my friendship till recently, and I think I've only started, you know, being aware of it because it happened a while ago. And for me, like, I sometimes, like, I feel like I'm pretty good at standing up for myself, but sometimes I'm not. I just, like, you know, gloss over things and go on with my day. I'm like, whatever, it's not that deep. But I had, like...
Annette needs the group chat to tell her things are
No,
weird.
for real, but I'm the same way.
But I feel like once I realize it and I'm like, yo, this was messed up, I actually, like, I'm pretty good at, like, standing up for myself.
Then you stand on business. It's just the period where you didn't realize things were messed up. Yeah. And she's the opposite. I feel like you're gonna realize things are messed up, but you're like, oh, it's fine.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm the same way in the way that...
In the other way.
Yeah, exactly.
In the other way. That you're not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I'll just gloss over and be like, that annoyed me, but whatever.
But do you think that comes from your general nonchalance, or does that come because that's what you exude, you know? Like, or is it just that you're actually scared to stand up for yourself?
I think both, babe. It's like the nonchalance isn't something that I strive for, you know what I mean? I'm not out here being like, I don't give a fuck about anything. Like, I'm too cool for that. Like, no. I think it stems from how I was raised, how I was taught to
who you are,
deal with my emotions, you know what I mean? But then also, it's like there's nothing I hate more, y'all, than confrontation.
But I
despise
I used to
with
hate
a passion.
I think now I love it.
I feel like that's where we
I
get
don't
it
get
wrong,
along with people that can be like confrontational to a certain extent. Not you. But I feel like because a lot of the time it's like people are gonna have an issue with you and they're not gonna say it, so they're like silently hating you, and it grows more every single time you do something. And I have a hard time with that because then
it just pops.
They act like a certain way towards you and you don't always realize it, and you're asking yourself, oh, what did I do? And that's why I feel like I like having friends that are not saying that you're not good at communicating, but I tend to
But I can work on it for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna work on it.
gonna work
You're
on
friends
it.
with us.
Yes.
I feel like I do well
Take
in
a day at a time.
friendships where people like communicate with me actively.
I feel like the part that most people get wrong is that when you're feeling a certain way, like we all act and do stuff and sometimes do things without thinking they're going to have an impact on other people. That's just how life is.
Yeah.
Like to think that your friends would be perfect from A to Z is a fantasy. It's not a real thing. So I think that when you frame having a discussion about the things that your friends do that hurt you as confrontation, that's where we lose the plot.
Yeah.
Like when you make things a confrontation, that's when it gets scary. I feel like if I like learned in recent years that I would way rather like when someone says something that hurts me or just like I take the wrong way, if you say it as soon as it happens, that's not called confrontation.
That's true.
That's called saying how you feel. So I'll look the person in the
love
eyes.
that.
I'm like, oh, I feel weird about this right now. So I take the person. I'm like, hey, when you said that thing earlier, it kind of made me feel sad. I always rather say I'm sad, that it made me feel sad than it like, oh,
I'm so angry about this.
you're such a bad person.
Yeah.
It's like, no, when you said that, it made me feel sad. And then if the person in front of you cannot like just be like, feel sorry for you and just like explain where they came from, and then they're not a person you should be around in the first place.
That's true.
And it's things only become a confrontation when they're not addressed. But I feel like that's the type of thing that you need to learn the hard way. And you also, I feel like you have to put yourself in the mindset that your friends, like if they're really your friends, aren't out to get you. The people that have bad intentions are not your friends.
Yeah.
And that's something I realized with like one of my close friends a couple years ago. We didn't talk for a month and a half, and it really just stemmed from the fact that we both showed our love in different ways, and we weren't able to, there was certain things that the other person was doing that was rubbing us the wrong way, but then also the things that we were doing to validate the other person wasn't recognizing it as oh, this person cares for me, because I might let you ramble about a story for 3 hours on the phone, and that's how I show my love and presence for you, but then you're gonna come pick me up at the hospital at 12 a.m. when I'm alone, and real story anyways. But then we don't recognize that, oh yeah, this person actually showed up at the hospital at
It's a type of
12 a.m.
affection.
when I was alone, and that's how they show me that they're present, you know. And sometimes you just need to sit with your friend and be like, look at me in the eyes and explain to me like how you show up as a friend. And then when you have that conversation, if that person is actually your friend, you're gonna realize that every time there's miscommunication or there's something that the other person does that hurts you, it doesn't come from bad intentions, and it doesn't come from a place of malice, but rather it's genre un blitz dans l'univers là. It's like something got miscommunicated, and that's all it is. So then it's when you see that, when you establish with your friends, I remember looking at my friend and being like, okay, so we established right now that we want each other in each other's lives, and that if we hurt each other, it's unintentional, so let's talk about it. So
girl, if I had that conversation
then
with many of my friends, girl,
confrontation is not a big deal, because it's not confrontation.
100%. But also I feel like many of my friendship breakups, like my friends were just done.
But
know
that's
what
what
I
I
mean?
was gonna
conversation at
say.
all.
No conversation. She was just like,
That's the worst.
That's what I was gonna ask
we would
you.
talk, but then I feel like they weren't receptive. You
Yeah.
know, they already made they had made up their minds, and then it was like, we're talking, but
I'm done.
my mind is made up, and it's like, I forgive you or whatever, or we discuss where I came from, where you came from, this and that, where it went wrong, but
But that's
You know?
okay though. I feel like if
okay.
you have
It's
a
totally
conversation and clearly you're on different pages, then that's all
but
you
you
need
know
to
when
know.
it's not that clear, it's like we have
Oh,
a
yeah,
conversation, it's like we're good, but then
It's
you
you
feel
know,
it, you feel it in
that
your
it's
gut
not
that
good.
it's not.
Just like say it to my face.
Yeah, and tell me that you don't
So
give a
then
damn.
things
and that
were left unsaid. Or things were
probably
Still holding grudges.
because
yeah,
'Cause
truly,
it's part of it is that.
yeah, and like
It's like saying I forgive you because I have to,
everything.
but you're still mad about it.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
I feel like there's different scenarios. There's like you have a conversation, it's over, we're all good. You have a conversation and then you clearly are not on the same page, and then you lower your expectations towards that person if you still want them in your life.
But then it's like, it's a friend of 10 years, and then you have that conversation, but then it's like they already made up their mind that they hate you and that you're a horrible person.
Well,
and that you're mean.
That's on
well,
them.
then that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Because I feel like me now, like I always tell myself, if I need to walk away from a friendship, I'm never going to feel bad about it if I sat down with you and I told you exactly what I had to say in the nicest way possible. I'm like, I can be a very passive aggressive person if I want. And
Yeah.
but when I have those conversations, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I just like I tap into my emotions.
Guys,
I'm like,
this is so helpful.
because
I'm
I feel
about to
like-
have some of the biggest conversation of my life, and I'm hearing all of that, and I'm like, yeah,
Because I feel like hate in friendship is just disappointment concealed in hatred.
Yeah.
that's true.
You're just sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's like I'm a crybaby, but I'm like, when I look my friends in the eye and I'm like, you make me sad. Like, if you look at me and you don't understand that, then that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
And then I can walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had I feel like for me, like the friendships that I still carry, that the friendship breakups that I had, that I still think about all the times, are the friends that I never got to have that conversation with.
Yeah.
'Cause it's kind of like you-
Yeah, for sure.
It's like
You
that
never got
shit will
closure in a
haunt
way.
you for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Because it's like you never got closure for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really now, like I don't really have much respect for people that, like, if si je te tends la perche
Yeah. If
To
you
have-
don't take it,
to have that
not my
conversation
problem
and you
anymore.
don't
Yeah.
take the opportunity, then it's like
okay.
I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
because I think the way people react when you approach them with a problem also says a lot. You know, if people are sorry or if they're willing to understand. Because I feel like sometimes people listen just to respond and they don't listen to actually hear the words that you say. It's like they just want to, they're not even going to try and meet you in the middle. You know, as much as I think it's really easy to get stuck into the way you think and being like, oh, I'm hurt about this. And it makes you not willing to also hear the other side, where I think like in the friendships, one thing that I value a lot is like empathy and like the you know, the willingness to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and like understand as well where they're coming from, you know, their perspective. I think that fixes a lot of things as well.
And just understanding your friend too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
You
just
need,
understand that that person is your friend and they don't mean no harm.
but some people do.
Some people
Some
do,
people
girl.
do.
Some people do.
But then you have to figure that out and
Yes,
weed out
and you
the
have to be
dead plants.
Exactly.
But it's like, to what extent do you guys like point out when your friends do something wrong? Because I think there's things that you can tell to people, but then there's like the way people act.
Like, would you point out to someone that their personality is the problem?
Yeah, exactly.
No. I think, to me, it's like, if I think your personality is the problem, then we're not meant to be friends. Or I'm meant to lower my expectations about why you're my friend. Because I have a lot of friends, and I have friends that are in the category where it's like, you're my going out, fun, grab a coffee every month, 2-month friend. But you're never going to enter that bubble where it's like, you are one of the closest people in my life and I can rely on you and I can tell you all my deepest, darkest secrets. It's like, you need to, when it comes to personality, like there's so much you can change about a person. And I don't think you should get into a relationship, any form of relationship with anyone you think you want to fix.
Yeah.
Like,
especially their personality, because
exactly.
that's a big one to undertake.
I think there's a difference between having conversations about the way people act, some like the actions, you know, but then you're not saying, oh, you're a really unintelligent person that I don't want to have a conversation with you.
But regarding that, like a friend's personality and whether you should be friends with them or not, how would you navigate being friends with someone that doesn't share the same values as you?
That's a big no-no for me.
Yeah.
Is
there like like a certain amount of values that you'd be like, well, we're not ones, like they align with these ones, but then these, like they have a few that aren't.
Well, I feel like it depends once again, like what I'm expecting of you.
Yeah.
Like if I think like I think that now, especially right now, like the people that are in my inner circle, they're all people that I share values with. And I have a lot of close friends that I don't have a lot of things in common with them. We don't do the same things on the weekends. We don't study the same things. We don't even listen to the same shows. Nothing. Yeah. But it's like the way you walk into the world is the same, is things that I value and I respect. So then you have a space. I think it's so important to be surrounded by people that aren't the same as you, that don't hang out all the time with you, that have different lives, different ambitions. It's important to have like people that show you a different side of life. You can't just have people that want to do the same things as you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But core values, like, and it's the same thing with politics. Like,
all comes down to politics.
I think politics isn't this frivolous thing. It's like politics is a reflection of how you think people around you should be treated. So it's like if there's a genocide happening and you don't care, you know, it's difficult to.
It says that you don't care about people. Period.
Yeah, because, and especially I think like the more political you are, the more you realize like how linked to core values it is. It's not just like a topic on the news. It's
the people around you, babe.
What you think people deserve. So what do you think, Anna? I know you have a lot to say about that.
But honestly, I think the same, and I think it all comes down to what I was saying earlier. Like the thing that I value the most in friendship is empathy.
I love that you said that.
Empathy.
I love that you said
empathy, always, because I feel like that makes, place for everything, like in a relationship, for like respect, for love, but also like how you treat other people around you. I think that's a really big indicator for me. I've gotten the ick from like some people just because of the way they treat their friend. And I think that says a lot about you, like as a person. I feel like sometimes some people are really selective about who they treat because about how high they hold them, and they're like, how do you say
social status?
Social status, exactly.
Social status.
And if you're not important, they might treat you like trash. And that's something that I find really disgusting.
I love walking into a room and not knowing who anyone is.
That's really fun.
And getting surprised.
It is surprising what...
Like...
This doesn't happen in Montreal.
Yeah. Well, it probably does, but outside.
Like... When I was in New York, like during fashion weeks, for example, and stuff like that, I would love to show up at a party and be like, let me talk to as many people as I can talk to, just like get out of my comfort zone. And then sometimes people are going to look at you and tell you what their job is, or you go on Instagram, you see how many followers they have, you see if you have people in common with them. And it's like not like having a genuine conversation with people without knowing where they come from, what they do. Like it's all like our jobs, like now social media is all markers of social status that are really frivolous things. And when you just have a random conversation with someone, it's just like, it's really freeing to not have to worry about like, oh, I need to say certain things because that person is this person. And then like a lot of us, I'm convinced that if we showed up like in Montreal, if we were in a lot of settings where we didn't know people, we'd be so much more ourselves.
That's true.
For sure.
Yeah. Talking about social media in this era where, you know, we're always online, how do you guys feel like social media is like shaping your idea of friendships? How do you feel like you guys are approaching friendships, especially like when we, you know, we're always like on our phones, we see what people do like 24/7. Like, do you guys?
Honestly,
You're not the biggest social girl.
Exactly. So I don't have like these mutuals and whatever they're called.
Do you ever
like,
get FOMO?
do I ever get FOMO?
Like if you see your friends together on social media or
No.
Clara doesn't care.
But if you guys were to go on a trip, y'all would hear from me.
A trip like
Les
a vacation.
Like a vacation
Okay.
that I couldn't go on for any reason or whatever.
I was about to mute y'all stories when you were studying without me.
Oh my God.
It's not that deep.
Like we were just finding shit to talk about at that point.
Like honestly,
Like,
doing
we were
everything except like studying
Opening the books.
Yeah. I feel
But
like
I get it though,
Yeah.
because it was every day.
Yeah.
Every day we'd be in the group chat, like, oh, where are we? What room are we in? Are we going to school today? Are we going to a cafe today? Oh, I can't make it. Should we go to yoga? This, you know?
But you know, I'd way rather have you guys text that in the main group chat than
make
create another one.
Right.
behind your back and being
Which
like, hey.
which been there, done that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Same. And then I went through my friend's phone for some reason.
That's
I
how
had
you
her
find-
phone, and then
found
they
a
were
new
talking
group
about me in a fucking group chat.
No, it's like I want to hear everything.
I need to know who's
You're
that person.
asking
Oh,
us
it
now
Name drop.
what
old
time you have
friends.
to be there. You text that in the group chat. I need to know too.
I need to know.
Yeah. No, I feel like for me, like just the fact that we kind of know each other because of social media, I think is so cool.
I know.
It
I'm
is, like,
really
cool.
grateful for social media because I met you.
Yeah, and I feel
And I
like,
feel like you meet a lot of cool people like around the world.
yo,
When they're not like obsessive over like social media and like followers, it's fun. But the second when they center it, it's like
that's a loaded statement.
it's true.
It happened.
My experience.
Yeah.
No, but I even like me, like I spent 6 months in London and I made friends there that now, like, if I didn't have social media,
Absolutely.
I'm like, I fill up my private story just for you guys. It's like, I need these people to
To know what I'm
keep up,
doing.
Yeah.
you know? And I feel like it's even, I find that social media is such a great tool to just like
Interact.
network and like, not network, but build yourself a little community. And you never know, like when I was my summer in New York, like I was just talking to a bunch of people, adding them on Instagram, and then when I got to London that following winter, turns out I was following this girl that I had met on a night out. I had talked to her for 20 minutes with friends in common, but I had added her on Instagram, and she lived in London. So then when I got to London, I was like, oh, I have this girl I met for 20 minutes, but let me text her and see like if we could hang out, whatever. And it ended up being one of the people that I spent the most time with in London. And now like I've seen her a couple times since then, like after coming back here. And I feel like it's a great tool to just like maintain that kind of
proximity, maybe.
Yeah. Just that sense, that connection and that reminder that there's this person
that you spent a great time with,
Yeah.
or times with,
that you
and that you've built
Yeah.
this type of relationship that you can I want to say entertain, but that's not the right word, that you can like
Fuel. Do you guys put importance on loyalty in friendship?
Yes.
100%.
She looked at me like it was the most obvious question I've ever asked in my
Any
life.
other relationship,
Well,
loyalty is so important.
but I feel like some people,
I think
But
I don't
in what
see it,
way
though.
are we talking about loyalty?
okay, for me, loyalty in friendship is like, I've found it to be really important when, especially when we're in a group.
Mm-hmm.
If I have one of my friends that is treating one of my other friends in a questionable way, I am the first one to put myself in the middle of it. Like, I'm not scared of that middle. I live in the middle.
I live
I'm
in the
like,
middle.
I'm the spy. I go to one friend. I'm like, yeah, but did you think that when that person did that, maybe that's what they meant? Then I go to the other friend. I'm like, oh, like, and I like, to me, it's so important to be a middleman because,
100%.
like we said earlier, when friendships fail, it's often because of
Communication.
miscommunication. You need, I think, as a friend in a friend group, you need to be able to like mediate those storms and just like fill the blanks where there's missed communication. So like for me, loyalty is that, where like I'm gonna show up for my friends, but then also I'm not gonna stand by while you treat one of my friends like shite.
For sure.
Totally.
And I've had an experience with loyalty. Let me tell you, girl.
Go ahead. What's your experience with
and
loyalty?
I hold this on my shoulders.
Mhm.
I've been holding this on my shoulders for like this weight because
Speak
I
your
feel
truth.
so bad
No.
that I
Did you
treated a
do it?
friend like, yeah, because I like,
Oh, it's coming from you?
yeah,
Okay.
because I prioritized like
But
another friendship over a friendship.
mhm.
And it's like we were kind of a group, and then this girl was treating the other, she was like,
Was this recent?
yes,
Okay.
C'est-tu Aruba?
yeah, well, the whole story behind it, genre le début, you know. So this friend was refraining from telling the other friend about a situation she was in that, you know, impacted her.
It was pretty delicate.
It was pretty delicate, to say the least,
If I may say.
and it's, you know, it's very out of the ordinary, and it's something that you absolutely have to talk about. I wish
we could spill the tea.
I wish the jaw,
The
the
jaw is on the floor.
girl.
It's an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, but then it's like I feel so bad because it was with two friends that I loved so much and that I had by my side for so long. So I was like caught in the middle, the place you love to be in. But then,
Well, I don't love. I take it up on my duty.
yeah, I hate that.
But because sometimes you have to be the bigger person.
I know, but then it's like, it was definitely like an ultimatum. It was like a choice. It was like either you're with this friend or you're on one side or another, you know, because
But I'd almost.
and it was kind of not my place to say or talk about it because it was such a delicate situation. And I feel so bad.
Did you ever?
feel
So
so
you
bad.
never said anything.
I never said anything until the friend
You
found
mentioned
out.
You were a silent witness.
I was a silent witness, girl.
Uh-huh.
I know, but I've learned. You live and you learn.
But even
You
that
live and you
say-
learn, y'all.
Even that you say this right now, I think
Yeah.
it's big. It's a really big step. You know what I mean?
But then it's
Such an aware.
You take and you learn.
Yeah.
You take that and you learn.
absolutely. You live
from
and you
it.
learn. Honestly, I would do it differently if I could, like 100%. But then it's like I can't. So
Yeah.
You can only do better in the future.
Exactly.
I just have
And
a
that I will.
problem with neutrality. 'Cause
I do.
think,
Yeah.
you know,
I found out that recently.
they love to say that when you're neutral, you're picking the side of the oppressor.
And that's literally it. That's what I realized recently. And I had to insert myself in a friendship and be like, okay, I'm stepping in because this is getting out of hand. there's people that are clearly in the wrong and I can't see that they're in the wrong, I have to speak up and say it. Because at the end of the day, you know, I think it. And sometimes, like, I don't say anything because it's like I don't want to, you know,
step on anyone's toes.
Exactly. But it's like I have to because it's part of my values.
For sure.
I feel like if I stay silent in a way, it's like I'm agreeing with what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on.
And I feel like I've been told before, like, oh, it wasn't my place to speak for the other person. Whoa. No one is telling you to lead that fight. All you have to do, like, sometimes it's like your friend is mad at you and then everyone knows except you. And then everyone is just like pretending like
walking on
eggshells and you know. And then I remember like looking at my friends and being like, oh, I haven't seen this person in a while, like it kind of makes me sad, like they're not reaching out, blah blah blah. And then them looking at me and just like not saying anything, just
silence,
smiling and nodding. And it's like the bare minimum that you could do to show up for me as a friend wasn't spill the beans on everything that person is feeling. That's not your job. But you can look at me straight in the eyes and be like, hey, like, I feel like maybe you should reach out to that person because we've like they've told us that they feel a certain way right now. It's not our place to say, but there's something going on. You're not crazy for thinking there's something going on. Like, that's the bare minimum.
I agree.
Can you tell?
It always comes down to communication.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Can you tell I'm speaking from experience?
Can you tell?
The
wound is fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So loyalty's a great one.
It's a great one. It's a huge one.
What do you guys think is like, if we could all say, what makes one another great friends?
Let's I have one.
Round of appraisal.
For each?
You?
Oh my God.
I remember one of the first times that we hung out, we were sitting right here.
Oh.
And you were talking to me about your past friendships. And I loved how vulnerable you were and how much you put emphasis on communicating with them and how they made you feel. Well, and you weren't just like but honestly, truly, but it was like one of our first like deep conversations, and I think felt
it was one of our first times hanging out together.
One-on-one for sure.
One-on-one,
and
that's
I felt so like connected to you in a weird way, and it's like that kind of set the foundation for our friendship and how I would like relate to you and relate to like what you've been through and how your ways of showing, you know, gratitude or just your love or just like showing up for people. Like I felt like I like understood you now.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I was gonna say the same because I feel like it also teaches me that it's okay to be vulnerable.
Oh, girl,
and to communicate with other people.
Don't get me started.
It's just like I feel like you can only be like, to be good friend to other people, you also have to have good friends in your life. And I think like every day you teach me so much about so many things. Like I'm so inspired by you, like truly. And I feel like I never say it. It's like
c'est vrai.
You're a girl boss.
No,
like for real.
Stop. That's
for
so
real,
nice.
for real.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're so welcome, babe.
She leaves your place.
Sissy, I can see it.
Like I know that if I were to cry in front of you someday, like I would feel like comfortable. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I'm surprised you haven't.
I
it's
would.
like a rite of passage. But I like. I feel like that's one of the things like I can say that I like about myself is that I think I'm able to like make people feel comfortable, and like for me like that's the most beautiful thing. Like I would never want to be around people that feel like I'm not being genuine or that I'm not like open. I want to be an ear for people, and like so I appreciate that, y'all.
Of course.
Clara, I like to joke that Clara is my biggest op. Because she kind of is. But actually, I feel like there's not a lot of people that have made me feel so like loved and confident around as you. Like, I feel like you're so good at being such a cheerleader for people. And apparently that's rare. But it's like Clara will just show up with a smile and then tell you you're the most intelligent person on earth.
ever.
And that what you're
you
doing
are,
is
y'all.
the coolest thing. And no, but that's like that's rare, because I feel like a lot of people, I don't know if that stems from insecurity, but I think some people are scared to like praise other people and tell them like how they feel about them or that they look up to them. I think it takes vulnerability to be able to tell people that you admire them in a way, and then there's certain things about them that you look up to, or you know. So I feel like you've always been that person for me, and I've like, if I have good news, I want to run to you and actually tell you.
Oh my
no,
gosh,
but look at that face.
That's
There you go.
That's so
That's
true.
the face you make when we have good news. It's like,
That's such a compliment.
oh,
Like, I love the
that's
way you like show love to people around you, and I hope you also feel that love for yourself. Like, really. Parce que you're
Yeah,
like,
we need
you're
to feel
a
that good.
gorgeous person, like inside and out.
Guys,
you
Like,
I'm gonna cry.
sappiness.
like you're. Don't cry.
Regarding recent events,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that we maybe we have like something to do with it and how you've handled, you know, the
I think it
recent
has a lot
events
to
in your
do with it.
friendships. But I think that I just love how you're not up with bullshit. Like when something you feel, because you have a huge, like, your way to decipher right from wrong is like real, it's black or white. And I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's needed too.
But the way that you act on it as well, it's like you're not putting up with bullshit. And it's like, even if it's not towards you, you're gonna make the other person who's going through the ringer, I guess, getting put through the ringer, you're gonna be like, okay, y'all, this is not okay. I'm gonna stand up for my girl.
Yeah.
And I love how you do that. And you're gonna take them aside. You're gonna take time out of your day to just fucking communicate with that person or people. It's like, you don't care if it's one person or if it's
has intervention written on a banner.
where. And she doesn't care. She
think-
doesn't care.
Could I make you an intervention shirt?
Go ahead.
I'll print you an
Sure, I'm
intervention
on that.
shirt, and then it's like when she needs to let it out, she puts it on.
it?
I'd be so down.
Annette and I actually became close when I was in my midterms and I was studying alone, writing. I had like 2 weeks of exams. I'm writing a thesis, so I was just like working every day, and I feel specifically lonely when I'm studying. There's nothing that makes me feel more lonely than that. And Annette was fully not in school, and she would meet me at a coffee shop at 10 a.m. after my 8:30 a.m. class, and she would sit at that table
And
in
find
front of
something to
me,
do.
find something to do just so that we could be together. But also, like, I think you knew, like, I was like in the dumps, like,
You just needed
she was
human
just like,
connection. Yeah.
I'll show up for you, Philly.
Yeah.
And it's even like yesterday, I had an errand to run in the Eastern Townships. Like, for people, if there's anyone that's not listening from here, like, it was an hour and a half away in the suburbs. And the night before, I call Annette and she's like, yeah, I'll come with you. So
I was
then I
there.
pick her up at 8:30 a.m. and we just like go run my errands in the Eastern Townships.
And you know what? I'm so happy we did that.
Yeah,
it
and
was
Annette
so
was
fun.
just there for a good time. She was like,
It was so fun.
I'm your company for the day. And I, as someone who, like, I think quality time and just like presence for me is huge.
So
I think
important.
it's
And
one
the
of-
proximity you have with your friends is so important.
yeah, and having someone just like show up without question just because they get to be with you and make you feel good is like such, I feel like it's such a great, like, it's such a good indicator of the person that you are
Yeah.
and how you show up for people. So
And I feel like we're so good at that. We're
So good. So good. We
We're
love
so
studying.
Not only that, it's like we'll go to the gym, to one of our gyms.
I know.
We'll go
But
to
that's-
Pilates.
Yeah.
We'll do whatever.
We'll
Yeah.
play
I love
tennis.
that.
As long as we're together, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
we're just happy to be at the table.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be at the table for no reason, also, you know?
Just to be there.
It's like, oh, we're working on the podcast. 2 of our extra friends show up.
Yeah, just
They're going to sit there,
for the vibes.
watch us.
yeah.
Yeah. No, we love that.
We got lucky.
I was wondering, do you guys have long-standing friendships, and what about those people has made it that the friendship has lasted through time?
Honestly, I feel like I used to be best friend with this girl when I was like living in Chad. So it's been like quite some time. So it was like in 2013, and we've been friends. We're not best friend anymore, but you know, we're still friends. We see each other every time I go back to Paris, and we're still close. And I feel like we've stayed friends despite her, you know, moving to another country and me moving back to Paris, then coming to Montreal. It's like we're still not as close as we used to be, but you know, like our friendship is still there.
still
We don't
stands.
talk every day,
Yeah.
but when we see each other, we have so much things to say to each other, and it's like it's still in a way like it's not the same, but it's still the same. I don't know if that makes sense.
But there's nothing like having those people that no matter how much time passes,
Yeah.
no matter how little communication you have or time to make for each other, it's like, you know, if you write to them, if you hit them up, they're gonna be up for whatever, and then it's just you're gonna pick up right where you left off. Like, those are such beautiful relationships, and I feel like you can't really expect all your friends to just be like always on the same page as you, be on the same path as you, and
keep up with everything you're
keep
going
up
through and
and
everything.
just like, you might have periods where, like, one of my oldest friends, we've known each other for like 11 years now, and she, like, there's been periods where we talked maybe once every 3 months, and now we're back to being super close, but it's like, I never once doubted that person was still available for me and was gonna be there, like, no matter what. So then it goes by waves. There's moments where we see each other almost every day, and then it's like, oh,
But why
I
is
haven't
that?
heard from her.
That's
Why do you
beautiful.
think that your friendship is so strong? And
Well, if I think about that one person in particular, I think that there's not, I think sometimes when you get into relationships, you kind of want to be like a certain version of yourself. Not that it's performative, but it's like you're hoping to give a certain impression about you, or you want to be this person that maybe you're not fully. And I feel like
the idealized version of yourself.
And my friend, I'm just gonna say it, my friend Luciana, shout out to you.
Shout out Luciana.
En plus, j'ai vu genre la semaine dernière quand j'étais au Ami à Café.
Parfait. You see, she's everywhere. I feel like Luciana is one of the only people in my life that, not one of the only people, but she's one person that I've never had to apologize for who I am.
Wow.
And it's like, any part of me is just like, she looks at me and she's like, yeah, I know who you are, you know? And it's like, I don't have to like pretend I'm someone else. I don't have to, if I'm feeling a certain way, I can let it out. And I don't know if it's just like who she is, but I remember from a young age just feeling so at ease around her. And I feel like that's like incredibly precious.
Yeah.
To never doubt that the person not only is going to be there, but that the person isn't going to walk away because, yo, c'est éternellement.
It's allergy season.
It's allergy season.
But yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah, and I feel like
the feeling of being at ease and that there's no problem in the world because you're with them, and then that they'll never judge you, and that
yeah, and we're very different people, but I feel like in recent years I've, with that lingering feeling that sometimes I'm around people that don't actually like me, or that don't like actually want me around, or I've felt a lot like I had to apologize for certain parts of myself that I don't think are inherently wrong, like, and it's difficult to be around people when you feel like you
can't be yourself.
Like you
low
don't
key
belong.
hate you,
Yeah.
you know? So then, shout out my girl.
Yeah, I love that.
Shout out
You.
Luciana.
I don't know, honestly. Well, I have a friend, honestly, that I've loved for, we're going on 20 years now.
Wow.
And
20.
yeah, shout
You
out
met
to
at
you.
3 years old.
4. We're going on 20.
Oh.
Yeah. And I remember the day that she moved in on
Next
my
to your
street.
house?
Yeah. And she was like the new girl.
We love a neighbor trope.
Oh, I love a neighbor. And I remember like being the biggest bitch to her.
Oh, what did you do?
What is up with that?
What did you do?
Y'all, it was during the pandemic, okay? He was getting on my nerves. Like, he's like, I can't go down that. But then it's like it's like I never had a friendship breakup with her. It's just like we grew up together on the same street. Like we had the same experiences. We went to the same schools. And we've always been close. And it's like she's the type of girl that she is answering my phone call. She's answering my phone call. I'm answering her phone call. And it's like we're not hanging out every week, but we're going to FaceTime. She's going to let me know what's up. If she needs anything, like I'll go. If I need anything, she'll come to me. I think it's a lot of reciprocation. I think that's what has helped us sustain this relationship for so long and has made it strong, because I feel like it's a very strong relationship and I love her to death.
Anyways,
Yeah, we love her for you.
Thank you. You're gonna meet her soon.
on that
Excited.
note,
Thank you for tuning in, y'all.
thank you.
Thank you.
We hope this was somewhat relatable.
Hopefully
somewhat
interesting.
Yeah.
Somewhat,
Made you realize stuff.
yeah, something you can talk about with your friends.
Listen to this.
Listen to this with your friends and have these conversations.
Yeah.
Ask yourselves these questions.
Because they're really important.
That's
so
the moral
important.
of the story.
Yeah.
Please talk. Thank you.
And let us know if you have felt seen.
If you, I did feel seen in this episode.